I think that's where end today's discussion.
Dr. Wu,
yes.
I would like the same opportunity as my colleagues to have another small set of questions answered.
No. Actually, I mentioned the list of the people. So,
Dr. Wu, I had my hand up and everyone else was allowed to have a second round of questions.
No. I said I'm the last one. I mentioned like when I called Ms. Quaternio. Sorry for that. Okay, we'll conclude this today, and we're moving to the administrative agenda about legislative report. And Ms. Quaternio, do you want to talk about that?
Dr. Wu, I respectfully disagree. I think that Ms. Delmont Small should have the same opportunity that each of us. It's not her fault that she was the last of the first round to be called, and I don't think it's fair that she is given less opportunity to ask a question.
So when we restart this, right? I talked about the list, who on the list, right? I think after that we'll conclude this discussion. I think that
we didn't know what time it was going to end.
30 minutes earlier. 30 minutes earlier. I said there's 6 people in the line.
Okay.
After that, I will conclude this.
But my hand was still raised. So why?
But sometimes you forget. Sometimes you forget to lower your hand. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, but I think I talked about this 30 minutes earlier.
Dr. Wu, I honestly think this is completely inappropriate. And I do not think it is fair in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, let me come back. I think when we come back, I said Ms. Quaternio, Dr. Lu, Ms. Watts, Mr. Kang, Ms. Mosley, Dr. Wu. I put the list on my paper, right? I said after that, we'll conclude this discussion.
And I chose, perhaps incorrectly, not to interrupt you and to allow my colleagues to ask questions. If you would prefer that I interrupt you, I would be happy to do so. So my question is to Mr. Larner. When Mr. Larner said a question, Mr. Larner, in answering Ms. Mallow, you said something about no reason we can't do more than 12 children in a classroom, although there will still be some at home, and you do not know how realistic that is. What were you talking about realistic?